So no intro, just gonna go straight into the lifts. This was last Tuesday night, and the gym was really crowded. With the gym, you never know what you're gonna get here. Some days it's empty, some days it's really crowded, some days you can't even go into the other room and warm up. And that's kind of what we had to deal with this day. We couldn't really stretch, and we were both kind of defeating ourselves. I was lucky enough to get this platform so I could kind of go straight into my deadlifts, but Scott could only do a couple sets on his bench, and then he moved into the other room when it cleared out. But you'll see later on what he had to deal with. This was my second time doing these deficit banded pulls, and this time felt a lot better than last week. Still battling my shoulder and knee injuries. I've just been icing like crazy. I ice so much. I got ice burn on my shoulder and it's all scabbed up. But I want to get healthy. I just really want to get through this prep and pull some good numbers in competition. These are still really hard, but just getting used to pulling on the platform and just locking out and making sure the bands don't pull me forward. I'll let the rest of my lifts play out and then I'll come back in for Scott's deadlifts. Okay, I'm off.
Coming up, March 20 something. Yeah. You're shooting after that. Who are you shooting? Where is that? Yeah.
So far, I have this
So Scott had a pretty hard time with these deadlifts. He was in the other room and then it was way too crowded. So then he moved in here and then someone decided to set up their bench directly in front of him. And when there's all this space and someone is setting up their lift right in front of you, I think it's disrespectful because it takes a lot of concentration to lift heavy weight. And when someone is right there, not hyping you up, not cheering you on, I just feel like the motive isn't for the right reasons. But I was proud of Scott for finishing his lift. These are the heaviest that he's pulled in a really long time. He's still battling a lot of injuries, still going to therapy. So I was really proud of him. I'll let the rest of this lift play out and then I'll come back in for our Friday night lift.
Roll up. Yeah, come on. You got this. Way better. More fluid of a set.
So even though this Friday night lift, we were the only people in the gym, this was not a good lift. We got to the gym super late. It was close to 8 o'clock, and with this being a long week, Scott was just exhausted. He really had nothing to give. With my new job, it's been really tough. I've been working 9 hours a day, some days starting work like at 6:30. So I'm exhausted myself. And I hurt my shoulder last week, so this was my first time benching in a week. So some of these lifts are kind of hesitant. I kind of forgot how to bench, but I was still able to get through most of my lifts. Scott did take the numbers down on some of my sets, but I was still pretty pleased. You can see I had a hard time getting up off the bench. I tweaked my back. It's just, I don't know what's going on with us. We just keep getting these little injuries. Um, I was proud that my shoulder held up because I wasn't really sure how I was gonna feel benching, but all in all, it was pretty good. Um, Scott, I don't know. He just when he got to his bench, he was under the bench sometimes for like 5 minutes and not lifting. I just think he knows like his shoulder isn't 100%. He can't lift with confidence. He actually cut my bench short and kind of told me to get out of the room. So he never has a problem with bench, but coming up, you can see that he almost failed some of his benches, which is kind of scary because I didn't really know that this was going on. So this was his last completed set with me. So I'll let this play out and I'll come back. So that previous lift, I didn't see it until I saw it on camera. So I didn't know that he almost failed it. Um, you can see me standing in the hallway. He didn't want me in the room, but he kind of got greedy and went for that one last rep. He grinded it up, but I got scared and just ran over. This weight for him usually is really light, but with his injury, him not being really able to hit much upper body, it was kind of a struggle. His form's great though, but he just has to get his strength back and his confidence, and I feel like his bench will slowly but surely it'll come back. So this was on Sunday. I'm kind of doing 2 deadlifts a week. I feel like I need to pull light one day with the bands and then heavier with these wagon wheels. I feel like I'm starting to use my legs more and getting more confidence with my hamstring. I was kind of scared earlier last month that my hamstring was still really tight, that I was going to pull it again, but I have faith that it's healed and that I'm ready to just keep on moving forward. We had a good session this day. Took a while to get into the gym. I was actually up 2 hours, more than 2 hours before Scott was. So I was just kind of sitting, just waiting for him. He really could not get out of bed. He was still in a lot of pain with his back, so he only did just a couple sets on banded. But he came into the gym to support me, so I can't be mad about that. I was pretty happy with these pulls. Um, I really like the banded and the wagon wheel combo because last prep, just pulling straight from the ground and trying to pull heavy every time, I feel like it injured myself. So I really like this change. And I think we're 2 weeks into our prep. We have about 7 weeks to go. So really hoping to keep improving. And I just keep getting on these little injuries, but I'm just trying to take care of myself. And this is all new to me, being injured, and just trying to take it one step at a time.
Just